In the world of motorcycles, there are legends, and then there are monsters. This is the story of a monster, a creature born not in a multi-million-dollar clinically sterile factory, but in a suburban basement surrounded by tools, theories, and the lingering smell of oil. It was pieced together by a man with a mind that could simultaneously map the distant stars and tune a brutally savage engine. Imagine for a moment a machine weighing only 262 pounds, that's 119 kilograms. That's lighter than a modern small-displacement Moto3 bike, but powered by a violently angry snowmobile engine. An engine savagely tuned, meticulously ported, and obsessively refined to crank out an absolutely absurd 185 horsepower. This machine was so brutally, unapologetically quick, it didn't just compete with the polished, thoroughbred factory race bikes of its day, it hunted them down on the straights and humiliated them. This is the improbable, impossible story of the Tularis 800, a two-stroke terror that laughed in the face of conventional engineering and spat blue smoke at the established order. So, how in the world did one man, an astrophysicist by trade, build a machine in his garage that could leave the giants of the racing world, with their armies of engineers and bottomless budgets, utterly shaking in its two-stroke wake? So, if stories like this get your throttle hand itching, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell. I've got plenty more unbelievable motorcycle stories coming your way. And drop a like so more riders can find it. Now, welcome to the wild, improbable, and utterly inspiring ride of the Tularis 800. To truly appreciate this machine, we have to travel back to the late 1990s. The pinnacle of motorcycle racing was a world dominated by four-stroke superbikes. This was the era of legends, to be sure. Factory teams from Japan and Europe poured millions upon millions of dollars into developing sophisticated, high-revving machines like the iconic Kawasaki ZX 7RR and the dominant Ducati 916. These were the kings of the racetrack. The rules were established, the technology was well understood, and the hierarchy of performance was crystal clear. The path to victory was paved with four-stroke engines, massive budgets, and incremental improvements. Then, from a basement in Minneapolis, this thing emerged. The Tularis 800 wasn't just another bike, it was a philosophical statement. It was a screeching, two-stroke middle finger to the corporate, committee-driven world of engineering, a world that often stifles true innovation in favor of safe, marketable solutions. Built by the brilliant, almost absurdly qualified Dr. Robin Tuluie, this motorcycle is the answer to a question nobody in the mainstream dared to ask. It is what happens when a certified genius, a man with a passion for cosmic physics and a raw teenage hooligan need for speed, decides to build his own race bike free from all constraints. In this deep dive, we're going to deconstruct this engineering marvel, exploring the almost unbelievable story of its creator, first principles technology that makes it tick, and the legendary track battles that cemented its place as one of the most audacious and successful privateer efforts in the history of motorsport. To understand the Tularis 800, you first have to meet the man who dreamed it into existence, Robin Tuluie. His personal story is just as fascinating, eclectic, and powerful as the machine he built. Born in Germany, Tuluie was, by his own admission, a two-wheeled teenage hooligan. He was the kid the establishment worried about, constantly getting busted by the police for hot-rodding his moped, forever chasing a little more speed, a little more excitement. His family eventually moved to California, and while his parents might have hoped he'd leave his mechanical mischief behind, his primal passion for speed only intensified under the California sun. He possessed a mind of staggering duality. On one hand, he enrolled at the prestigious UC Berkeley, graduating with a degree in astrophysics, and later earned his PhD. He wasn't just dabbling, he was operating at the highest echelons of theoretical science. He did postdoctoral research exploring the cosmic microwave background, the faint residual echo of the Big Bang. His complex simulation work was so precise that it was later confirmed by the Nobel Prize-winning COBE satellite. This was a man who contemplated the very origins of the universe. Yet Tuluie was a man of radical contrasts. As much as he loved unraveling the secrets of space-time, his heart was never far from the visceral thrill of a perfectly tuned engine, the smell of premix, and the G-force of hard acceleration. He hid his early motorcycle racing from his parents, competing on an old Norton Twin, a classic British bike that demanded mechanical sympathy and skill. But he wasn't content to just ride. He had to build. His first major creation was a harbinger of things to come, a Featherlight Special powered by a Honda CR 500 motocross engine, a notoriously powerful, big-bore two-stroke single. He didn't just build a curiosity, he built a winner, riding his garage-built creation to 2 national road racing championships. This was the first concrete proof of his unique method, applying rigorous, scientific principles to the seemingly chaotic art of building a race bike. This unique blend of high-level theoretical physics and hands-on, grease-under-the-fingernails practicality is the absolute key to understanding the Tularis 800. Friends and colleagues knew him as Rocket Man, a fitting nickname that perfectly captured both his astrophysics background and his relentless, earthbound pursuit of speed. His career path was a testament to this duality. He became the chief chassis engineer for Victory Motorcycles, part of the Polaris manufacturing giant, and would eventually take his skills to the absolute pinnacle of motorsport, Formula One. This wasn't just a hobbyist tinkering on weekends, this was a world-class mind applying first principles of physics to the brutal art of going impossibly fast. So, why would an astrophysicist with a secure, promising career decide to spend 3 years of his life, countless nights and weekends, building a fiendishly complex motorcycle from scratch in his basement? The answer is as simple as it is profound: to build the ultimate performance machine, completely unbound by rules, by budgets, and most importantly, by the stifling compromises of corporate engineering. In the late 90s, the racing world was dominated by 4-stroke superbikes. They were fast, they were sophisticated, but to Tuluie, they were also bloated and compromised. He saw a different, purer path to performance. He envisioned a machine built on the raw, explosive, and largely abandoned potential of the 2-stroke engine. This engine type, the then king of Grand Prix racing, was all but disappearing from mainstream road racing, deemed too dirty, too peaky, and too difficult to ride. Tuluie saw this not as a flaw, but as an opportunity. He believed that with modern understanding of physics and dynamics, the 2-stroke's weaknesses could be managed, and its incredible strengths, unmatched power density, and light weight could be unleashed. His goal wasn't just to build a good bike or even a competitive bike. He wanted to create something that could show up on race day and systematically dismantle the factory superbikes, all on his own terms and with his own 2 hands. The moment of epiphany came while working at Polaris. He came across a prototype snowmobile motor that sparked his imagination. Lightweight, compact, and designed for massive power output, it was the missing piece of the puzzle. He imagined fusing this ridiculously powerful, lightweight 2-stroke engine with a chassis that was more advanced, more rigid, and more aerodynamically efficient than anything outside of the exclusive 500cc Grand Prix paddock. The result, he hoped, would be a machine with a power-to-weight ratio so extreme, so utterly outside the accepted norms, that it would simply leave its competition wondering what just happened. This was a challenge born of pure, unadulterated passion, a deep intellectual curiosity, and a stubborn refusal to accept the status quo. It was one man against an entire industry. All right, let's get nerdy and pull the fairings off this monster, because the Tularis 800 is a masterclass in brilliant, unconventional, first principles engineering. Every single part tells a story of optimization and radical thinking. First, the heart of the beast, the engine. It began its life as a Polaris 700cc water-cooled, parallel twin 2-stroke snowmobile engine. Now, why a snowmobile engine? Because snowmobile engines are designed for one thing: maximum sustained power from a compact, lightweight package. They are built to scream at high RPM for hours on end. Tuluie and his small dedicated team took this potent power plant and treated it like a block of clay. They meticulously modified it, hand-porting the cylinders, redesigning the combustion chambers, boring and stroking it, eventually reaching displacements of 772 cubic centimeters and even a fearsome 792 cubic centimeters in its final, most potent form. The result was an astonishing 185 horsepower at the crankshaft and a brutal 118 foot-pounds of torque. To put that into perspective, the bike had a dry weight of only 262 pounds, 119 kilograms. This gave it a power-to-weight ratio superior to the legendary 500cc Grand Prix bikes of the era, and it produced even more raw torque than a modern $1 million MotoGP machine. The engine itself was a crankcase reed valve twin, but its power delivery was legendary for its sheer unadulterated viciousness. Riders reported that the bike was relatively calm and manageable below 6,000 RPM. But the moment the tachometer needle swept past that mark, a massive, explosive power surge would hit, delivering the kind of terrifying, eyeball-flattening acceleration that few bikes on Earth could ever hope to match. Early versions had a notoriously narrow power band, making it a true expert's machine, but later development with electronic power valves widened the delivery, making the bike more rideable, though no less potent. But the Tularis 800 was so much more than just a big engine in a light frame. That's a recipe for a machine that wants to kill you. The chassis was a true work of art, and its design was born from Tuluie's powerful computer simulations, making it one of the very first motorcycles to be designed entirely by computer in a private garage. It was a beautiful, rigid twin-spar frame constructed from bonded and riveted aluminum plates. Critically, Tuluie used the engine as a stressed member of the frame, meaning the engine itself contributes to the chassis' overall rigidity. This allowed him to achieve immense stiffness without adding unnecessary weight. The subframe holding the rider and tail section was crafted from a feather-light carbon fiber and Kevlar honeycomb composite, a technique taken directly from the highest levels of Formula One and aerospace engineering. Even the auxiliary systems were pure genius, all designed around the concepts of mass centralization and aerodynamics. To maintain a tiny frontal profile and keep the weight packed tightly around the bike's center of gravity, Tuluie mounted the radiator horizontally under the seat. He then designed ingenious ducting that fed cool air to the radiator from the front of the bike and exhausted the hot air out the back. The massive carburetors faced forward to use the bike's forward motion as a natural supercharger, ramming air into the hungry engine. The beautiful handmade expansion chambers of the two-stroke exhaust, critical for tuning the power band, were tucked neatly and symmetrically under the tail. To handle the immense power and ensure the hyper-rigid chassis could communicate with the rider, the bike was fitted with the absolute best suspension money could buy. Fully adjustable Öhlins components, front and rear. It was a complete, holistic package where every single component was optimized for a singular purpose: absolute performance with no compromises. Before we throw this beast onto the racetrack, quick reminder. If you're enjoying this story, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the next unbelievable motorcycle tale. And drop a like. It helps more riders find these forgotten legends. Alright, now let's see what happens when the Tularis 800 finally faces down the factory giant. With the monster finally assembled and breathing fire in the workshop, it was time to see if it could dance on the world stage. The Tularis 800 was unleashed in the Formula USA Series, a championship known for its glorious anything-goes rulebook that made it the perfect playground for exotic, one-off machinery. It was here, among the weird and the wonderful, that the Tularis would prove its point. With talented racer Robert Jensen at the controls, the two-stroke terror immediately began to cause chaos among the established order. The paddock was filled with the best machinery of the day. Factory-supported Suzuki GSXR 1000s, heavily modified Ducatis, and the Kawasaki ZX-9R. And then this raw, homemade special would roll out of the trailer, looking almost crude by comparison, but sounding like an entirely different animal. Skepticism quickly turned to shock as the Tularis began hunting them down. Its most legendary moment of validation came at the notoriously fast, intimidating Daytona International Speedway in March of 2003. Lined up against a field of powerful four-strokes on the famous high banks, the Tularis 800 was recorded screaming down the banking at a trap speed of 292 kilometers per hour. That's a staggering 181 miles per hour. On the infield straights, it was documented out-accelerating dedicated Suzuki GSXR 1000 drag bikes, machines built for the singular purpose of acceleration. This homemade bike was beating specialist drag racers at their own game. But perhaps the most telling comparison came from the riders themselves. Robert Jensen, who had track experience on a genuine Honda NSR 500 Grand Prix bike, declared without hesitation that the Tularis 800 was the single hardest accelerating machine he had ever ridden. That statement is seismic. It included what was arguably the most famous garage-built superbike of them all, the iconic Britain V 1000. The Britain, another revolutionary machine built by the visionary New Zealander John Britton, was itself a legend at Daytona. For the Tularis 800 to be mentioned in the same breath and even praised for its superior, more violent acceleration was the ultimate validation. It wasn't just about raw speed, it was a statement. The Tularis had won a round of the Formula USA Series and proven in loud, glorious two-stroke fashion that a passionate, brilliant individual in a garage could truly take on the Goliaths of the motorcycle industry and win. But the story of the Tularis doesn't end on the racetrack. After proving his point in the most spectacular way possible, Robin Tuluie received an offer he simply couldn't refuse, an offer that validated every late night and every bold decision. He was asked to become the head of R&D at the Renault Formula One team, the very same skills he had honed while designing the Tularis in his basement. Advanced computer modeling, a deep understanding of vehicle dynamics, and a gift for innovative first principles problem solving were now to be deployed at the absolute highest level of motorsport. His impact was immediate and profound. Tuluie was a key figure behind the team's groundbreaking tuned mass damper system. This was an ingenious device, essentially a suspended weight inside the car's nose cone that counteracted the chassis' vibrations, helping to keep the tires in constant, perfect contact with the track. It was Tuluie's motorcycle-honed understanding of chassis dynamics and resonance applied on a whole new scale. This innovation gave Renault a significant, almost unfair performance advantage. In 2005 and 2006, the team's young star driver, Fernando Alonso, won back-to-back Formula One World Championships, toppling the legendary Michael Schumacher and the dominant Ferrari team from their pedestal. The mind that built a giant-slaying motorcycle in a basement had just helped conquer the world of Formula One. Tuluie's journey didn't stop there. He would later join the Mercedes F1 team as chief scientist, helping to build one of the most successful teams in the history of the sport, and has also consulted for Ducati's MotoGP effort, bringing his unique insights back to the world of two wheels and what of the monster itself. The original Tularis 800 is now a celebrated and priceless piece of motorcycling history. It is lovingly kept in perfect, race-ready condition and still makes thunderous appearances at prestigious events like the Goodwood Festival of Speed. There, a new generation of fans can hear its ferocious two-stroke engine shriek and marvel at the story of its creation. It sits not merely as a museum piece, but as a living, breathing monument to its creator's genius, a physical embodiment of an incredible journey that took one man from basement builder to Formula One world beater. The Tularis 800 is far more than just a collection of metal, carbon fiber, and rubber. It's a symbol of what's possible when you refuse to accept limits. It is a roaring, two-stroke testament to the power of human ingenuity, proving that the most profound innovations often come not from massive corporations with endless budgets, but from brilliant, passionate individuals who dare to ask, "What if?" and have the courage to build the answer themselves. Dr. Robin Tuluie's creation didn't just embarrass factory racers, it inspired a generation of engineers, builders, and dreamers. It served as a visceral reminder that the fundamental laws of physics are available to everyone, not just those with the biggest factory budget. The Tularis 800 showed the world that with a deep understanding of those principles, a healthy dose of audacity, and an unwavering passion for speed, you can build a monster in your garage capable of humbling giants. So, if you enjoyed this story of one of history's wildest two-stroke giant slayers, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a story from the ragged edge of the motorcycle world. And remember, the spirit of innovation is out there on every road, every track, and waiting in every garage. Ride safe, ride hard, and we'll see you next time.